I'm Matthew Antill, and welcome to Crash Course. Woo! Welcome to Crash Course. Today's lesson is on why cattle and cows are destroying our environment and will eventually destroy America. So first off, raising cattle for consumption by humans is a very relevant thing in our society, especially in Texas. We are known for our meat and our brisket.
Dr. Antill,
What do you want past me?
why do cows cause so much harm to society? They're just animals that eat grass.
What kind of question is that? What? So uninformed past me. Actually, 14.5% of greenhouse gases can be attributed to livestock. So, as the world is evolving, we are finding new ways to make cattle and cows grow faster and grow fatter. See, there's a problem with that because they did a recent study in America, and the average person eats about 71.2 pounds of red meat a year. There are 3.18.9 million citizens in America, and an average cow holds about 430 pounds of meat on it. So by those numbers, Mark, hit me up with that. That's about 5.28 million cows needed to supply all the Americans with the red meat they want to eat. You see, the problem with this is how the number is not going to decrease, only increase. And the American government sees that. And so they're going to start making policies and creating laws on this kind of stuff to help better our society and make it not so harmful to the environment, especially how we're just going to keep eating this red meat and these cows. Because since the beginning of time, the globe has warmed 1.5 degrees Celsius. And one of these meals that a family eats with brisket or any red meat, it accumulates to about 70 miles worth of exhaust from a car or an SUV, which is in numbers and being able to see that it's from San Antonio to Austin. That's a pretty far drive, so that makes the American government pretty sad. The Democratic Party is really pushing these laws. They're very active in the environmental conservation, and so they're really trying to force these laws to limit the Americans on their consumption of this red meat so that they can help the society and the environment as a whole to stop our blueprint and stop our greenhouse gases that these cows are emitting. Now let's head to the live chat with Bubba, our farmer in Texas, and see his opinion on this kind of stuff. So Bubba, thanks for coming today. So we're talking about the cows' omission of greenhouse gases into the environment and how much it's destroying our environment, and where America's putting in laws to help regulate this. What do you think about this? How would this affect you in Texas and your home state and your brisket cooking trophies that you've all won, and how would that help or how would that hurt you? Well, you see, Matthew, that would really hurt my company in the backwoods of Plano, Texas, because all I do is cook brisket and serve it to all my local fellers out there. You know, they're raising their corn and all that stuff. But that would actually hurt us, because you can't just take away what we do for a living. You know how many barbecue restaurants and people that raise cows for their whole life and their generations have been doing it for who knows how long. So you couldn't just do that, and even cut back will hurt people, because if you cut back, that means less people are buying, that means less things to sell, and that's overproduction, so that's going to cost a lot less, and we're going to get less profits, so this will hurt us no matter what. Good point. That's very true. I mean, that really could hurt your company and hurt everyone around you. But my follow-up question is, so you'd be okay with seeing the globe warm and animals being killed by this and all this omission just being forgotten about and just keep hurting the environment, and everything that y'all are doing just keep hurting all the people that you're trying to help and trying to give all this meat to and sell? Well, Matthew, that's very true. I mean, I wouldn't want to hurt all the people in the world. I'm just trying to sell my brisket to all the people, and I wouldn't want to hurt the upcoming generations. You know, my son's Paul, my son's Brian, my son's Jason. I wouldn't want to hurt them because you know they're just growing up. I'm raising them to become cattle raisers and sell this meat to all these locals and stuff. I ain't trying to hurt no one. So I guess you would have to make these regulations that the Democratic Party is trying to put in, because you know I like the warm. I don't like the cold, but you know too warm just gets too hot. I can't deal with that kind of stuff. So I guess you're right in that sense. You might want to put these regulations into place just to cut down, but if you cut down too much, man, and I have business, and if I had a businessman, how am I gonna watch my Aggies take down any football team that they play? All right, well, thanks, Bubba, for coming out and talking to us and giving your perspective as a local and how it would affect you. Really appreciate your time. Alrighty, thank you, Matthew. As you can see, it's gonna affect a lot of people, and it's not gonna help. But change sometimes is good. I mean, let's see. Let's see what your opinions are. What do you think? What about the hot guy in the third row? Yeah, you. Yeah, I don't care what you think. You see, this question comes down to it's opinionated. I mean, do you want to see the environment get worse and worse, keep producing all this cattle and all these greenhouse gases being emitted from this cattle, or do you want to see the environment change and become better with this, and these laws come into place, and the society as a whole cut back on this? I mean, it will affect everybody, the people that consume it, the people that make it, the people that create it. It's just going to affect everyone, but does the ends justify the means? It's what you think. I mean, I like my brisket, but I like the earth more. The biggest problem that we run into with this, though, is that all these gases that are accumulating over time, they're all invisible. We can't see them, so we really can't see how much we're hurting the environment. And I mean, most people that I'm speaking to, y'all all eat your brisket, y'all all eat your meat, I think. So we're all guilty of it, and I'd hate to say it, but we might need to cut back, because it's hurting our environment, and we really can't see it, but it is. And there's these facts to back it up, and these facts are going away, and they're only going to get bigger. So this is really why beef is becoming the new SUV. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Special shout out to Mark Trummer for helping me produce this. Special shout out to CNN News for actually giving me this whole story and pretty much giving me all the information I need. Special shout out to Patrick College Lawn Services for helping me fund this operation. We do it all, we do it right. Contact Matthew or Philip. We will mow your lawn for a low flat rate.